That was extremely interesting and intriguing. But just like with most SIU flashbacks and moments like this, I find that I end up leaving the backstory with more questions than I went in with. That being said, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell down so the goals to the 13-month series doesn't get you and you can stay notified. I like the chapter, but this is the lowest I'm on a chapter in terms of the good ones that we've had all year since the hiatus. I'm like a 7, 7.5, 7.5 mostly. I liked it though. Here are a couple of things that I want to highlight and a couple of my own mistakes and maybe misinterpretations. First of all, we did have two translations this week. They were both bad. So we just had two cheeks to make a butt. So that didn't go as well as I hoped it would have went. God, I miss Alpha Scan so much. That being said, there was a part where the order judge called Gustang a convict in one of the translations, and I was like, is he a convict? That's interesting. I thought maybe sinner would have been a better word, but in the other translation, it just says Pobedal Gustang. And there's one part where V is arguing with the people in his crew, and one translation essentially says Zohar is a self-proclaimed king, like he calls himself that, he gave himself that title, but insinuating that it's no one takes it seriously. But the other one just says like you're the king, aren't you? But let's start from the top. V, accusations. You're not the leader that I thought you might have been. I'm starting to lean a little bit more to Zohar right now, or Z. I'm not saying they aren't both leaders with different leadership styles and things that they do poorly in their own right. But V's spineless and meek. He's not confrontational. Instead of being like, yo, Kun, don't throw the spear like that, bro. Ha Urine was fine. And by the way, stop name dropping her and not showing her. It's getting annoying. It's actually annoying me, personally. Don't do that. You haven't mentioned like Tupari and like blood matter and certain people, so I'm cool not seeing them. Last chapter thing was banging on the door. Urine! We already know Yuri looks like her. Just stop playing. You could literally draw Yuri in different clothes and maybe a slight facial or feature difference. Stop playing. And again, a past reveal is not indicative of how they would have grown, evolved, styled themselves, and dressed in present time. It's like a half spoiler. That being said, V. I actually don't like people who get along with everybody or attempt to get along with everybody. Because if you get along with everybody or you try to stand for everything, you stand for nothing and you stand with nobody. Now, what the leadership point I want to give V is actually giving Gustang a role that he was well suited for. Now, I don't know if his reasoning was he's too lazy to deal with it, he doesn't want to deal with it. But Gustang suits the role, though he has failed in some ways with keeping the truth, seeking the truth, and knowing it, with the discarding of memories and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. Next. I want to know if you guys thought that the conversation between Gustang and Traumerei, if any of them had a point to make. I'm going to go into it deeper in its own video, but I wanted to know if you thought that both speeches they made, did any of them have a point? Or who do you lean more to, Gustang, Traumerei? Are you more in the middle? Do you have a different perspective? Let me know about all that. Now, he got this staff, this jade staff, Okubi, whatever it is, and I think it's supposed to like be the punishment stick for those who have sinned. Traumerei did not feel bad for what he did. And I actually think it was a mixture of the God honest truth, but somebody with a God complex. This is just Naya Hemming's perspective. Not a single character in this series is a god. There is only one god as far as I'm concerned. Right? Characters can be extremely powerful. So powerful and capable of feats of strength, combats, and abilities that the mortal man is not able to do. You could even use someone like Superman in DC. Yes, there's other aliens and beings who are powerful, but Superman to me has never been a god. I don't even like when they try to act like he is. He's just stronger than you. He's just more capable than you. But that doesn't mean you don't have worth, you don't have merit. just because somebody is more powerful than you are. You don't get to have a god complex because I can throw a death ball and blow up a planet. You're not a god. You're just a supernatural being with immense strength. And you're not unstoppable. So Traumerei's point of view to me is extremely flawed for seeing himself in that sense. But he's being honest. I don't remember. I don't know how I felt. So guess I don't feel bad. I ain't repenting. Fair enough. On top of that, he's like, when you get to this level of power and strength and you become a ruler, you have two options. Rule or have a fall from grace. So let me know what you guys thought about that whole part. But I'll get into the minutiae of it more so in another video. But the Seraph of Light, very good move. Move that's very in tandem with what Gustang is trying to do. Find the truth, seek the truth, do what needs to be done. I don't think we're getting the chess game at all, by the way. I think that's done and cooked. Don't switch to Dumas. Don't switch to anybody else. Yama, whoever. I don't care. I don't want to see it. Stay here. And he slapped him. He broke the mask off of Traumerei's face after hitting him with it. After doing a very casual, like, vertical slice that just split the steeds and fucked up all the animals and things that Traumerei was throwing towards Gustang. And it looks like the battle's back on. I do want to talk about one misconception that I have. I didn't think Gustang was just going to get some staff to bonk you in the face with. I thought after his resurrection, he was going to maybe look like the thing that's riding with the quill, or like take on a form of a justice man or something, or like judge man or whatever, to really be like transform or look different, or at least style different. Like, he just came back and it's like, oh, wow, now you have the right to seek the truth. He also said that he will wield this staff as he continues to seek the truth out, which makes me think this flashback is actually not over. We will continue to see more things happen. One of the things that I think might happen is with a new memory being uncovered or bubbling underneath the surface. It could even be maybe, I hate to say this, but Leviathan telling something to Bam or whatever. We get an extra snippet, an extra piece of the puzzle. Maybe new evidence comes up. I don't know. Maybe the judge was like, okay, well, now for order case 456, Traumerei, one time you had a popsicle, you threw it at a kid, the kid cried, so you punted him out of orbit because he was too noisy. Like, I don't know, like, sorry, dumb example, but you get my point. Like, I do think we're going to get more, and I think there's going to be a connecting thread that pieces together the stuff with Ame into, like, his original sin back with the wrong lever. So that is all cool. But I felt like this chapter somewhat shortchanged us because it was like, it felt like we were really about to dive into Traumerei's sins. And it was like, yeah. Then he's like, I don't want to make any more mistakes. I want to be more efficient. He stopped asking the animals for help and forced them to do his bidding. And now they do his command. Also, necromancy. And then he might have messed up the flow of rebirth and death and the flow of Shinsu and whatnot, because like when animals died, they didn't get back to the earth. They went into his Shinwan Ryu, all creatures. And yeah, he messed the tower up. He sinned. Like, what? What do we speed run montage at the end? I want to go slow and steady, Ivy drip me. But I do think we'll see more. So that being said, we'll leave it at that for here, because I do have more things I want to talk about when it comes to this chapter. I liked it, though. I want to make that very clear. I thought it was good. I thought it was very intriguing and very fun, and that is very important. You need to be entertained when it comes to your media. Let me know what you guys thought about the chapter, your ratings, favorite panel, favorite piece of dialogue, and what side of, did Traumerei make more sense to you or Gustang? Talk to me, baby. Patreon gang. I appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for the continued support. It always helps. I'm actually going to add like a $1 tier just for those who just want to throw a little extra help to me, if y'all don't mind that. But shout out to the certified BAM lovers. That's CBL gang, CBL nation. But a bigger shout out to the Priest of Fire. Those are the certified brothers lovers. They might be the real CBLs. And the huge shout out to the Fifths and Gods. Thank you to Zyler Scotty, Wolf General, Rek Mazzino, Sly, Simi, Scobe, Rox G, Revenant, Lazy Dragon, Big Mod Catan, Johnny Rogers, Huey, Gray, Fairs, Childish Nujabes, Agrona Vitra, And Big Abdel, your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. I moved out of the streets into a cardboard box. We moving on up, people.